Welcome to Expert Real Estate Secrets, the show where real investors share real strategies that actually work. No fluff, just actionable tips to help you close more deals, make more money, and build lasting wealth. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Expert Real Estate Secrets. I'm Mia, and I'm here with Don DeRosa. Today we're pulling back the curtain on some of the biggest myths that hold new investors back. Don, you know what I'm talking about? Those Instagram posts with the Lambos and stacks of cash? It's everywhere, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you believed half of what you see online, you'd think all you need is one big deal and you're set for life. But let's be real, that's just not how it works. I had a student once, let's call him Mike, who was convinced he'd hit the jackpot with his first deal. He spent months chasing this one big score and, well, he ended up with nothing but frustration, no deal, no money, just a lot of wasted time.
Yeah, and I think that's such a common trap. People want to believe in overnight success because it sounds easy. But real estate is simple, not easy, and definitely not instant. Where do you think these myths come from, Don? Is it just the social media hype?
It's a mix, honestly. Social media, sure, but also some of those so-called gurus out there selling the dream. They make it look like you just need to take massive action or that one big deal will change your life. But the truth is, building a consistent pipeline takes time and effort. The first 90 days, you're planting seeds, not cashing checks. If someone's promising you quick riches, that's a red flag right there.
Exactly. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And if you're new, it's so important to spot those flashy but empty promises before you waste your time, or worse, your money. So let's talk about the fake hustle trap. I'll admit, when I first started, I spent way too much time tweaking my logo and building a pretty website. I thought I was being productive, but honestly, I was just avoiding the real work, talking to sellers and making offers.
Oh, you're not alone. I see it all the time. People think if they just go to every networking event or watch YouTube videos for hours, they're making progress. But if you're not actually making offers or following up with leads, you're just spinning your wheels. I call it busy work with no paycheck.
Right, and it's so easy to fall into that trap because it feels safe. You're doing something, but you're not risking rejection or making mistakes. What do you think are the biggest time wasters for new investors?
Honestly, rewriting your logo 5 times, obsessing over business cards, or going to every meetup but never actually talking to sellers. Real hustle is about having conversations, making offers, and following up. If you're not doing those things, you're not moving forward.
Yeah, and I think the key is to ask yourself, am I actually getting closer to a deal or just keeping busy? That's how you spot the difference between real progress and fake hustle. So let's shift gears and talk about what actually works. Building a real foundation means consistent marketing, effective follow-up, and mastering creative deal structures. Don, you've always been big on using probate lists and driving for dollars, right?
Absolutely. Those are tried and true methods. I mean, you can't just send one postcard and expect the phone to ring off the hook. You need a process, multiple touches, follow-up systems, CRM tools. And when it comes to deal structuring, things like subject to and owner financing are game changers. I had a coaching student who was super hesitant about creative deals. With a little mentorship, she closed her first subject to deal and realized it wasn't as scary as she thought. That's the power of having the right habits and support.
That's such a good point, and I love that you mentioned mentorship. Surrounding yourself with people who are actually doing deals, not just talking about them, makes a huge difference. It's not about luck. It's about building skills and systems that work over and over again.
Exactly. Consistency beats luck every time. If you're marketing, following up, and learning creative strategies, you're setting yourself up for real, repeatable success.
Let's talk mindset for a second. I think a lot of people come in looking for quick wins, but real estate is a long game. Patience and persistence are everything.
Yeah, you got to play the long game. I always tell folks, set clear, measurable goals. Like, I want to close 3 deals in the next 6 months, not just, I want to get rich. That way you can track your progress and stay focused even when things get tough.
And don't forget about continuous education. The market changes, strategies evolve, and you've got to keep learning. Networking is huge too. The more you connect with other investors, the more you learn and adapt. It's not just about what you know, but who you know and how you keep growing.
Absolutely. If you're always learning and building relationships, you'll be ready for whatever the market throws at you. That's how you build real wealth over time, not just a quick payday.
All right, so let's get a little more tactical. Mastering market trends and data analysis is a huge part of staying ahead. Don, how do you spot opportunities before everyone else?
Well, I'm a data nerd, so I'm always looking at neighborhood economic indicators, demographic shifts, and market cycles. If you can spot a trend like a new employer moving into town or a shift in population, you can get in before the crowd. But you got to make it a habit. Regular market reviews, looking at the numbers, and adjusting your strategy as things change. That's how you keep your edge.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Even just tracking days on market, price trends, or local development news can give you a leg up. The key is to make it part of your routine, so you're always ready to pivot when the market shifts.
Exactly. The investors who win are the ones who adapt, not the ones who guess. Data is your friend. Use it.
Let's talk about networking. I know we touched on this in our episode about finding motivated sellers, but it's worth repeating. Your network is your net worth. Don, how do you approach building those relationships?
I'm all about being intentional. I pick a few key industry events, join local investor groups, and stay active in online forums. But the real magic is in follow-up. I use a CRM to keep track of contacts, share insights, and look for ways to collaborate. It's not just about collecting business cards. It's about building real partnerships.
Yeah, and I love the idea of offering value first. Whether it's a joint venture, sharing resources, or just making a referral, when you help others, it comes back around. That's how you expand your deal flow and learn from people who've been there, done that.
Exactly. Real estate is a team sport. The more you give, the more you get, and the more deals you'll see.
Now, let's get into due diligence and risk management. This is where a lot of new investors get tripped up. Don, what's your process for making sure you don't get burned?
First thing, never skip the basics. Analyze property condition reports, do a thorough title search, and check out the neighborhood. Surprises are expensive. I always have a risk management plan too, contingency funds, insurance, and a clear exit strategy. And honestly, I lean on tech tools a lot. Property analysis software and market analytics make it way easier to spot red flags before you commit.
Yeah, and I think the key is to have a checklist and stick to it. Don't let excitement make you skip steps. The more systematic you are, the fewer costly mistakes you'll make.
Exactly. Due diligence isn't glamorous, but it's what keeps you in business for the long haul.
So, once you've got your due diligence down, it's time to execute a strategic acquisition plan. That starts with picking the right neighborhoods, right?
Absolutely. I look at local economic indicators, demographic trends, and any upcoming infrastructure projects. That's how you find undervalued properties before everyone else. Then I use a systematic evaluation process, comparative market analysis, inspection checklists, financial modeling, and don't forget your team, inspectors, appraisers, contractors. Having reliable pros makes the whole process smoother and helps you avoid surprises.
Yeah, and I think building that team is just as important as finding the deal itself. The right people can make or break your investment. So don't be afraid to invest in those relationships too.
Exactly. A good acquisition plan is all about preparation and having the right people in your corner.
All right, last but definitely not least, negotiating and closing deals. We talked about negotiation as a partnership in our last episode, and I think that's so important. Don, what's your approach to structuring a negotiation?
First, I always try to understand the seller's motivations. Are they in a hurry? Do they need cash? Once you know that, you can set clear boundaries and prepare your counteroffers. I use market data and property insights to justify my numbers. So it's not just take it or leave it. It's here's why this makes sense. And when it comes to closing, I have a checklist for everything: due diligence, financing, legal docs, transfer procedures. That way, nothing falls through the cracks and you avoid last-minute surprises.
Yeah, and I think having that structure takes a lot of the stress out of closing. The more prepared you are, the smoother it goes for you and the seller. And that's how you build a reputation for getting deals done, not just talking about them.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's about being professional, prepared, and persistent. That's how you win in real estate.
All right, that's a wrap for today's episode. If you're tired of the hype and ready to build real skills, check out expertrealestatecoaching.com for more tools and training. Don, always a pleasure chatting with you.
Same here, Mia. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next time on Expert Real Estate Secrets. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
That's it for today on Expert Real Estate Secrets. If you're ready for hands-on coaching and real results, go to www.expertrealestatecoaching.com right now. Join the community, get the tools, and start closing more deals. We'll see you on the next episode.